Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
These are volatile times in the stock market.
Market's up 200, then it's up 800, it's up 700.
How do you get the facts when investing?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. If you're confused about the stock market, get unconfused. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and listen to my radio show every weekday at 3 Eastern. What is the market going to do? We know exactly what the market's going to do.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
There's no need for you to be losing money.
Check it out, philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
The Feds have raised interest rates again, and AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grande has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market, with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grande talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think we're making considerable progress in bringing inflation down, and we saw this clearly in last week's news. 12-month headline inflation is down to 3.2%.
Yeah, this is the same person who told us this.
We've had several months of high inflation that most economists, including me, believe will be transitory.
Yeah, that's the same person. Same thing. I mean, I love this.
As you know, inflation peaked at over 9%. Well, now, last seen, inflation is down
Now, inflation's down. Inflation's down. Prices aren't down. Prices aren't down. The inflation number's a lie. Do you really believe inflation's 3.2%? Nobody on this earth believes that when they go to the gas pump, when they go to the grocery store. Nobody believes that. Ask a human being. Ask someone who's honest. Ask someone who's a mason, someone who fixes air conditions, who's a paver, drywaller, roofer. Real people. Ask them, is inflation down? They'll laugh. Of course inflation's not down. These are liars. But here's what's really interesting. Forget that. Forget that. What people don't realize and what they're not telling you is the real problem. We know the market's going to crash. That's just a given. And I'll go over that with you. But the real underlying time bomb is the housing market. It's the housing market. It always has been, always will be. The housing market is what takes your country down. See, most people don't realize the power of housing. It's a $65 trillion asset. Stocks are only a $43 trillion asset. But even so, that's a high number. I get that. But here's the difference. Just 10% of our population share in that 43 trillion. That's it. 10% own 88% of the 43 trillion. 65 trillion? Almost everybody owns part of that 65 trillion. We have 90, what's the housing? I think it was like 90% of people, or 60% of people have houses. 67% of people have a home. 67% of people don't have a stock. It's housing you got to worry about. And remember, not only is the housing crash a greater danger to our overall wealth and economy, I mean, it really is. Housing has the biggest influence on the wealth effect and our economy. So, no one wants to talk about that. Now, if you go back and you look during 2020 and 2023, where the government was flat broke, they were subsidizing 30-year fixed rates. They subsidized and they printed all this money, bought treasuries to try to get rates down to 2 and 3%, subsidizing. See, they don't believe in productivity anymore. No, they don't believe in productivity. They don't believe in startup businesses. No. Everything's always just print. Let's just keep printing. Who cares about inflation? Because we who run everything, all the owners who run everything, we love inflation. Because we own all the farmland. We own all the timberland. We own all the artwork. We love inflation. That's the problem. They don't care. They love inflation. But let's think about this for a moment. So between 2020 and 2023, what do? When COVID hit? They start printing money to try driving the housing market. Because what do they know? What I just told you. The housing market has a far greater influence on our wealth than the stock market or anything else. So they started to print all this money. The government was flat broke, and they're printing money to subsidize 30-year fixed rates to get them down to 2 or 3%. That's inflationary. When you print money, that's inflationary. Who the hell are these idiots? That's inflationary. Productivity isn't inflationary. This is inflationary. So that was their trick. That was their answer. Create inflation? Sure. And printing causes inflation. So what do? Print money, and they go buy 10-year treasuries. And the more treasuries they buy, the more the yield on the treasury, or interest rates, if you want to call it, goes down. But the other thing they want, too, is to drive down the Fed rate, the short-term rate, the way you get the Fed rate. Now remember, the Fed rate is a different rate. That's the rate that banks loan each other overnight, charge each other, and then they loan to CEOs of companies. So how do they get that rate down? They don't control the 10-year treasury. All they can do is print money and buy it. They can't get up one morning and say, let's lower the 10-year treasury yield to 1.5. They can't do that. So they print like anybody else. They go to the auction and they buy. So the 10-year treasury finally gets down there. And then finally they move the 3-month treasury, the short-term treasury, down to 0.1%. Today it's at 5%. Did you hear what I just say? They moved it down to 0.1%. Today it's at 5%. They're subsidizing everything. That's why this market's going to crash. So the government drove down the prices between 2020, 2023, the yields, so you could go buy a home and get a mortgage of 2.3%. But wait a minute, that was stupid. Because while they're driving down these rates, they were driving home prices up. More inflation. Who is the dope running this government? We could get a board together of plumbers, electricians, air conditioning guys, shelf stuffers in a supermarket, and they'd come up with, they would see that, they would understand, say, wait a minute, what are we doing? What are we doing? But no, what are they? They got a bunch of MIT guys and Notre Dame guys and Harvard and Yale who are all wealthy. They're all from Wall Street. They don't care. Inflation to them means they get richer. That's all. So think about what they did. So now they're pushing prices up of homes. Homes are going up. A home that was $350,000 all of a sudden now is $500,000 here in Sarasota. $600,000. Between 2020 and 2023. What are you, nuts? I mean, I couldn't believe the prices here. And I'm not exaggerating. Ask anyone. A home that was $350,000 was going to $550,000 to $600,000. And people were standing in line to buy the damn thing. How'd that happen? Because the government did something stupid. They interfered with the free market and they drove the prices up by driving interest rates down. And then they did something even stupider. Something even stupider. They go to the banks, the government, and Biden and the rest of them, they go to the banks and say, hey, listen, when they come in here to your bank for mortgages, don't worry about their credit because we're going to have the taxpayer, we're going to have you, the bank, sell all these loans to Fannie and Freddie. And the taxpayers will guarantee it. Wait a minute, didn't we go through this before? Cost us $180 billion to get out of it? They're doing it again. Oh, but everything's just fine. Just listen to Yellen. Aunt B, she knows.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hey folks, Phil Grande from Phil's Gang Radio Show. Are you going to let Wall Street control your financial freedom? Are you nuts? Learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know, especially how to profit in a stock market crash. I'm offering a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. No nonsense, just actionable insights. Don't miss out. Sign up to be a Phil's Gang member and secure your financial freedom. Visit www.philsgang.com today.
That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, we are heading into one of the biggest housing crashes ever. And it's going to be worse than the last one. That's right. It's going to be worse than the last crash. They set it up so that these houses went up in price by artificially moving the 10-year Treasury yield down. That created inflation. Now they're moving the 10-year Treasury yield is going back up. And it's going to continue to go up. You know, the only reason why the market is pulling back, okay, the market's been pulling, the yields and everything has been pulling back because they paused. That's all. They just paused. He didn't come out and say, we're going to stop raising rates. He just paused it. That's causing this inflation. That caused the market to run from that low of October 27th to where we are today. Remember, it's failed 4 times. So, again, if you go back and you start looking at this housing market, what the government did by stepping in 2020 to 2023, they caused all this inflation by printing the money to buy treasuries that drop yields down so you could get a house mortgage of 2 to 3%. People don't realize that wasn't going to help them. Temporarily it looked good for them, but they're getting right up the back door because here's their problem now. So now rates are back up to 8%. So the person who's going to be looking at your house, he's looking at it. You got in the house, right? And it went from $350,000 to $500,000. You didn't care. You bought it because even if you knew it was $350,000, it went to $500,000. You still bought it at $550,000 because the rates were low. But the rates aren't low anymore. So the guy that's coming in to look at your house, he's not going to pay you that $550,000. He's not going to pay you that $550,000. Inventory in the last 5 months is going up 500%, but they're not reporting it because they're not going to pay you that price. Because when they look at the house, they go, wait a minute. This guy's paying a payment. The interest rate's at 3%, and his payment for this house is $1,500. My payment for the same house is going to be over $3,000. I'm not going to give this guy a bonus. He's going to have to drop his price. You see what's going on here? So a buyer's not going to come in and pay you. Because you decided that you knew that house was $350,000, and 6 months later it's at $500,000 or $550,000. You bought it because of the rate. Well, the guy that's coming in that wants to buy your house, he's not going to give you that bonus. He's not going to give you that gift. He's not going to do that. He's going to make you a low offer, and that's why we got inventory exploding. That's why we got a worse problem now than we ever had before. Now, right when this housing market is ready to collapse, the stock market's ready to collapse. And nobody gets it. Everyone thinks, oh, no, look at this, everything's great now. Okay, everything's great because we're starting to see yields come down now. Yields are coming down. We were at 5%. Now we're at 5%. Now we're at 4.4%. We're okay now. And you know what I hate hearing? I don't want to hear again someone say, well, rates are still low. Even if you get a mortgage at 6 or 8%, that's still low. I remember when I had a rate at 6, 8%. That was low. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. A house I'm looking at, when you were paying, and I was paying 6 or 7 or 8% for a mortgage, the house was a lot cheaper than today. My dollar was stronger, worth more. I don't want to hear that. We already paid, we paid 8%. We used to pay 8%. That wasn't bad. Well, it's bad now. It's really bad now because our dollar, because of all this money printing, is worth crap. We don't have any purchasing power in our dollar. So like I said, you're not going to see, and here's the other thing. Do you know that the new builders, they're just dumping over 1 million homes on the market. And the guy is, so think about this. Now you're competing, not only the guy's coming to buy your house, he's going to say to you, look, for me to make this payment, you got to drop I didn't get the 2 to 3% mortgage, so you got to drop your house price by $300,000 or $200,000, and then you got another problem on top of that. You got all these builders. I think they're just dumping 1 or 1.7 million new homes on the market. They got all these homes, and they got to throw them on the market. So you're competing with a brand new house down the road. And the realtors will always use that against you. They'll show your house, and then they'll bring you over to say, look, let's go see his house. And then what we'll do is I'll take you down to the builder's house. Brand new everything. Look, let's go. But I want to show you this house first. And they're asking $650 for it. I can get you this house for $550, and it's brand new. They start that game. But let's get back to again, the government, by dropping the rates to 2 to 3%, didn't do anybody any favors. It was setting them up for a fall. And I just explained why it's a fall. And by keeping rates too low for too long, that's why the yields went from 1.5% in 2008 that drove our market from 2008 to 2022, because yields were at 1.5%, the 10-year Treasury yield, and the short-term yield was at 0.1%. That's what drove the market. But when we got there on January 2022, the rates weren't at 1.5% anymore, because they had to raise rates. They had to fight inflation. They created by doing the stupid stuff. They caused it all. So now the problem is the yields went from 1.5% to 4%, and the market crashed. From, again, 2022 to October 13, 2022. And then it rallied again and crashed again. We'll talk about that when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grande and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grande, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Become an expert investor. Here's Phil Grande of Phil's Gang Radio Show.
If you want financial freedom, then don't let Wall Street hold you back. Discover what they are hiding and how to thrive, even in a stock market crash. Unlock these secrets with a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. Real strategies, no fluff. Take action right now. Come on, become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Just visit www.philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
We're hearing a lot of forecasts. It's going to be, the best holiday season since before the pandemic. A lot of people are very optimistic.
What we're seeing is that the consumer is going to have a bit of a hangover from last holiday season. And so what happened is during the pandemic, consumer had a lot of money and they spent it. So sales were really high. Now as things normalize somewhat, the comparisons aren't very good. And retailers, judge themselves on same store sales. Most of the vaunted services increase we're hearing, where consumers are spending more on services, is actually on rent and on health care.
Right. You just can't get the truth out of these guys. That's why I tell my members every day, we follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the footprint of the money. It will always be right. Now, we're long. Remember, in October, we got into our tech stocks. We got into our bank stocks. And our returns are about an average between our bank and tech stocks. Let's put it to the low side, 12%. 12%. We'll put it on the low side because I told you the real number. You wouldn't believe me. 12%. So we caught them just right. And now we're getting ready to turn around and sell them short. But right now, they're going to continue to rally the market right up to the holidays because the market melts up, meaning there's not a lot of people around. The big institutions who sell short, come in and sell short, they're not around. So every day the market go up again and again and again. That's why I got all my gang in the S&P. I told them this would happen. Get into the S&P and you're going to be fine. And they're making money in the S&P. They own the whole group. So the market's going to continue to rally until it doesn't. And there's just too much headwind for this market to continue to rally. It just won't work. And here's why it won't work. Not only do we face the biggest housing crash in history, because they really screwed that up. I mean, can you imagine the government is the one that's responsible for pushing prices up, and then they're responsible for pushing rates up to fight the prices they pushed up. How stupid are these people? And the 10-year Treasury yield that drove the market up was at 1.5%. It's no longer 1.5%. It's at 4%. So just think about the stupidity of this. If anyone can answer this question, I mean, and tell me, with some common sense, how could this happen? In other words, when we rallied from the 2008 up to January 2022, we immediately, the market crashed, didn't hold at all, went right back down 25%. Why? Because when we hit that January 22, inflation was so bad they had to start raising rates. So they raised the yield from 1.5% to 4%. That's why the market went down from January 2022 to October 2022, 25%. Then they tried to rally it from July, from that October 2022 to July. Oh, we'll rally it. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get back and we'll just push this market right back up. But wait a minute. That didn't work either. And what's really worse is when the market dropped from 2022 January to October 2022, then they try to run the rally from January 2023 up to July 2023. That rally didn't hold either. Why? Because rates on a 10-year Treasury were over 4%. They're hitting 5%. So who in their right mind would sit here and say, or sit anywhere and say, oh, this rally's going to hold, when the evidence is the only way these rallies hold is if there's a 1.5% 10-year Treasury yield. We saw the market drop in 2018 because they went above 1.5%. And then the market dropped in 2020 because they went above the 1.5%. Now we're at over 4%. And someone's trying to convince me that market's going to just keep going up. That's insane. It's insane. And then you got the pressure of the housing market it's in the middle of crashing and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's insane. So again, you got to have corrections to fix this mess that the government got us into. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to just we're going to go to a pause now, and everybody came out, and the fake business network came out and interpreted that as he's not going to raise rates. He's got to raise rates. He has no choice. Let me tell you why he's going to raise rates. Because he's meeting with, I told you yesterday, he's meeting with corporations telling them, please do not drop prices. Because if you start dropping prices, then nobody's going to buy. Everybody's going to stop buying. And I'm in real trouble. Powell and Yellen meeting with corporate heads, telling them, do not drop prices. Because then people will naturally hold back on buying that bedroom set. Hold back on buying the car. Hold back on buying the fishing reel. Because they think it's going to go down. So that's why you're not going to see prices coming down. They're going to have to keep yields up to keep fighting inflation. And this thing about inflation down from 9% down to 3.2%. You really believe that? You really believe that? You believe our government that's a true statement? When they lied to us about the transitory, they're all lying. And you know what? You know that when you go to the grocery store. So these low mortgage rates that everyone was so excited about when everybody was buying homes from 2020 to 2022 is creating massive inflation, and we haven't beaten that inflation. We haven't taken care of that inflation. We still haven't taken care of the inflation from the market rally of 2008 to 2022. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. So homes, people pay 20 to 30% too much for their homes. That's the big problem. And to make it worse, not only did they drop the rates to 2 to 3% as a catalyst for everybody to buy a home, then the government goes to the banks and tell the banks, look, every mortgage you write, don't worry about it. The taxpayer will guarantee it for you. Sell it over to Fannie and Freddie. Don't worry about it. Are you kidding me? In the last 6 months, home prices have dropped, but you don't hear that anywhere. And housing inventory spiked 500%. You don't hear that anywhere. They don't want to tell you that. And home builder inventory just went up 1.2 million. 1.2 million in new home inventory just went up. But they're not going to tell you that either. So this final rally right now that they're talking about, that we're in right now, think about this. The market value, okay, take all the value of the S&P, it's 37 trillion. The Magnificent Seven that's driving this whole rally, 3 stocks are driving this whole rally, is worth 10 trillion against the 37 trillion. So in other words, that 10 trillion is about 27% of that market cap or value of the overall market of 37 trillion. This is a very small sliver. And the earnings are coming in on the S&P at $230 a share. But boy, those are strong. No, they're not. No, they're not. They lied through their teeth. So when they rallied this from January 2023 to July 2023, the S&P gained 21%. And we had a return of 8%. But wait a minute. When you break it down, we got a real major problem. The breadth. And I'm not talking about Harris's breath. I mean, she could kill a pickle. She breathed on it. 493 of the 500 stocks contributed 6%. That's it, to the 8%. Does anybody get this? I get it. People have been in the market for years. They understand what's coming. If you have 493 of 500 stocks contributing 6% of the 8% return, that means the 7 stocks are contributing 72% of the 8% return. You think this market's going to keep going up? And out of the 7 stocks, it's not all 7. Meta went up 150%. NVIDIA went up 240%. They're carrying the whole market. 2 stocks are carrying the whole 500. That's called bad breath Harris. That's what that's called. Pickle breath. Pickle breath. That's all you're going to get from her is pickle breath. That's what's going on. What are you, nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grande of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grande of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these 2 committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
We're making this inflation progress while maintaining a strong economy and a strong labor market.
First of all, the labor market, that's a bold-faced lie. The labor market is not strong. I get so tired of hearing how the labor market is so strong. They're using the labor market to justify everything. The labor market's so strong, that's why this is good. That's why that is good. No, we don't have a strong labor market. Payroll and employment has been declining. It's half of what it was a year ago, but they're not going to tell you that. Out of every 500 jobs created, only 10% go to those who really need a job, who don't have a job. 450 on average go to, as a second and third job. That's a strong labor market? What are you, nuts? 35% of every first Friday, those jobs we get, 35% of those jobs go to the government. They make those jobs up to make the numbers look better. They're government jobs. And you and I got to pay for those government jobs. You and I pay for those. Those people, they don't do anything. I mean, are you kidding me? We have to pay them, you and I. The guy down the street owns a dry cleaner. You don't pay their help, do you? No, but we got to pay government help. Unbelievable. Payroll. The employment numbers is half of what it was a year ago, but they won't tell you that either. They won't tell you that. And startup businesses, there's the one. Especially tech startups have declined by 50%. That's where you get your strong jobs from. You want to know what a strong labor market is? Is when you have start-up tech businesses. But the start-up tech businesses in the last 12 months dropped 50%. Dropped 50%. I mean, this is crazy. But as far as the stock market, it doesn't matter to us what they're doing. I don't care about, I certainly care about the housing crash. I certainly care about the stock market crash. But it doesn't affect me or my members. We're making money. I'm sitting here telling you the market's going to crash. The housing's going to crash. And we're making money buying stocks long. We started to buy all our tech stocks on October 31. We bought tech stocks. We bought bank stocks because we knew they were going to rally the hell out of them. and we're up about an average of 17%. And we bought the spiders, knowing the market's going to crash. Because, as I told you, they're going to have one last rally, and they're going to melt this market up right to New Year's. And then it's over. Then it's over. But you got to use some common sense here. There's a lot of money that can be made in this market on the way down. People are jumping in this market right now, still buying tech stocks. Are they out of their mind? I'm talking about buying them and holding them. We're trading them. We got into all our tech stocks at the last 2-3 days of October. And we're going to turn around and short them when they go back down. So there's no strong labor market. When you hear that, that's a bold-faced lie. There's no strong labor market. And we have and the reason why the market won't hold is because we have a debt and deficit crisis. Look, all I can tell you, if you want to join our gang, try it for 10 days. And during that 10 days, you're going to learn, you're going to say, wow, I don't really care if the market goes down because now I know how to make money when the market goes down. And it's going to go down. The only way markets sustain any rally if you have solid earnings. But earnings are the worst in 25 years. Earnings haven't been pushing these stock markets up. Why do you think they fail? Everyone has failed. I can't get that across to anybody. And people are still jumping in, just like 2008. I mean, if all you got to understand is you can't have a rally from 2009 to 2022, 600% on the S&P and 1,200% on the NASDAQ, and it gave 38% back. Why? Why would it give 38% back? Why wouldn't it hold? It's not sustainable. Because, first of all, rates, the yields keep going up. Why? Because they got to fight inflation. You think they're over with fighting inflation? You really think inflation's over? Because they say so? And then from October 2022, they started to rally the market. Then we hit January, the new year, from January 2023 to July, this July of 2023, and it gave it up. It didn't work either. None of the rallies are working. And then the last rally they're doing right now, which I told you would happen, I got everybody in the market late October, start buying tech, start buying banks. It's up 10% right now. But remember what this rally is. It rallied up to 459, trying to get back to 477, and it failed. It pulled back. They tried another run and went to 451 and failed. Then they tried another one, went to 451, and it failed. It's failed every time. And people say, oh, this is good. The market's great. Look, the one thing that we know about the market is this, about the economy. We're going into stagflation. Stagflation, okay? That's where we are. The economy has stopped growing. We have huge layoffs, which they don't talk about. The layoffs are huge, but nobody's talking about the layoffs. The BLS is masking all the layoffs. Prices are continuing to increase. So when you keep hearing how inflation's down, they dropped it from 3.4 to 3.1, 3.2 to 3.1. Don't believe it. Inflation is not down. Inflation is not down. And the consequences that we have with all this inflation is high rates. Do we get rid of these consequences? I mean, did inflation all of a sudden go out the door? We don't have inflation? No, the consequences are still with us. He's going to raise rates. Our economy's not growing. It's not growing. He had an economy, Biden had an economy that was at 6% when he takes over. Now the economy is at whatever the hell it is, 2.8%, I think it is. He's not growing the economy. And this hurts low-income people the most. And the middle class, actually. And the middle class. Look, the asset class, the top 1/100 of 1%. Okay? They make about $35 million in annual income. They have a net worth about $120 billion. They run everything. They run everything. They run it all. And this is exactly what they set up, what you're seeing right here. These rallies, because they make a ton of money. And that 2009 to 2022 rally, then it failed. They made money from the 2022 October rally to January 2023, failed. Then they rallied from 2023 to July 2023, it failed. And it failed 4 other times. And they're making more money and more money every time it fails. So all you got to do is learn to catch the rallies on the way up. And if you know what you're doing, and we can teach you that, it's pretty easy. And then you're going to short it. And when this market goes, it is going to go big. Because you got 2 things coming at once. You got the housing market that's falling apart. And you got this terrible inflation we have. Inflation's about 12%. And we don't have a recession. We don't have a recession. That happened back in July of last year. Remember, we had 2 back-to-back quarters of inflation. Oh, no, we're not going to count it. We're not going to count it. I don't like that one. We're not going to count. Okay, let's not count it. Well, we're well beyond that. We're into stagflation. And again, we've reduced. Think about what's happened here. Our borrowing cost keeps going up. Our debt keeps going up. Our trade deficit's going up. Our personal income's going down. You know that. You know I'm not lying about that. We got, in manufacturing, we've never seen such lousy orders coming in, reduced new orders. We got the numbers from the Dallas Fed, the Chicago Fed, the Philly Fed. All the orders are going down. Not good orders, they're bad orders. So our productivity is down, our manufacturing is down, our new orders is down, and our cargo container ships. They were charging $8,000 a container. They're charging $1,800. Do you think they would do that if the economy's booming like everybody says it is? It isn't. Look, have a great Thanksgiving, okay? Join my gang, please, over the weekend.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.